Good morning, everybody.
Ooh.
Welcome. How you feeling, Chris?
I'm all right. I apologize if my voice is a little off. I've been a wild weekend of wrestling shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the day we're recording this is the day of Forbidden Door, so my voice will probably sound a lot worse the next day. But like right now, it's not too bad.
Are you going to the Forbidden Door?
Yes. But yeah,
Oh.
we're recording this the day of, so I got tickets to those back like in March. I remember they were like selling like fucking hotcakes.
Oh well, shit. And then I guess we better get the fuck on with it then, shouldn't we?
No, we got time. Don't worry, I don't have to leave for like 4 or 5 hours. So.
Well, today on the show we've got the Sounds of Summer. I got to sit down with a band called the Dodies that you're gonna enjoy, and they even got a Guns N' Roses kind of tie-in because their albums were produced by Ron Bumblefoot Thaw, and he is also the one who recommended them to me for the Sounds of Summer. And so we want to say thank you to Bumble and thank you to the Dodies for coming on. And we're going to go ahead, start the show. We'll hit play and then don't go away after that because we've got a lot to talk about after that. Chris went to AEW. I went to Matchbox 20. I was on a YouTube show. And then, of course, there's that infamous photo that's been floating around. We're going to talk about all of that and much, much more today on the Guns and Radio podcast. What say you, boss? Shall we go?
Let's hit that intro, baby. Let's get this shit started.
Welcome back to the Guns and Radio Sounds of Summer.
Woo!
But today, our guest is the Dodies. Let's hear a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yoni and Ron. Thanks for coming on, you guys. And we want to talk about, you guys are getting ready to tour Ireland from July 15th to August 2nd. Where are you guys going to be at when you get there?
Mostly at the north. That is the area we shall be recording the album and touring. It's mostly around the north. We're going to be in Belfast. We're going to have a show there. And yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, that'll be cool. Have you guys ever been to that area before?
I don't think we've been to Belfast. I mean, we've been to the north, but we haven't been exactly everywhere we're going this time. It's a kind of a bigger tour than we had last time.
And you guys are getting ready to record your third album, which is going to be Dreamism there, and you'll be taping that while you're on tour. Why are you waiting to tape it in Ireland? What's the motivation or inspiration to do that?
There's something, I would say, magical about doing that out there, so remote, like so remote, away from where you live, from everything. You get the chance to kind of escape your life, but not like in a tragic way.
First off, I want to ask you something, Ron, to start out with. How in the hell did you develop the skill to be able to play drums with one hand and keyboard with the other? Did that come out of necessity?
It was a necessity. We couldn't find a bass player to join us on our first trip to the States, actually. And, there used to be a band in the town where we lived that kind of did the same thing. We actually approached them and we talked to them about it. And we tried that. It just worked. It's very convenient as soon as you're good enough. I'll speak for myself.
How long did it take you to get good enough?
I feel like I still haven't I still get better at it. It's like learning a completely new instrument.
Like learning a new instrument, he said, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we're having a lot of problems with the sound here.
Yeah, but really, it's like learning a completely new instrument. It's not like playing drums. I'm a drummer. I'm not a keyboard player. I'm not a bass player. But it's nothing like playing drums. It messes up your brain.
Oh, does
first.
it?
Yeah, yeah. As soon as you get that locked in, it gets easier, as you practice.
Mm-hmm.
I still like learning new techniques. I'm still getting better with the keyboard. It's different like knobs and tweaks. So yeah, but it first we started it from necessity. Yeah, as a necessity.
Are you ambidextrous?
What do you mean by that?
You can use both your left hand and right hand when you write.
Oh, okay. No, I'm a right-handed guy.
Okay. So when you're playing the keyboard then with your left hand and drumming with your right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to reverse it from where I saw it in the music video. So, which we're going to watch that if you guys are cool with that in a minute and show everybody what you guys are about. Because I'm going to tell you, I heard about you guys through a conversation with Bumblefoot, who has helped produce you guys. And I got to be honest, when he first sent me the email, I kind of thought he was fucking with me a little bit because it didn't sound real. I was like, there's no way. And then I watched the video and I was like, holy shit. These guys rock. They really do, man. So I was happy. I was like, yes, please send me their information. Let's get them on the show because I think my listeners are really going to like this. Let's watch the music video. We'll track a little bit of it, but if you guys want to hear the whole thing, the music video is available on YouTube. This is Boiling Point. So check this out, guys. This is great. You're going to love it. Now, whose idea was this music video?
Well, I don't remember. I do remember drawing all the script, drawing all the scenes. It's a pretty simplistic idea. It's like a country green screen type of thing.
It was clever, though, how you guys went about it, because... Go ahead.
We only had, I think, I remember we had this idea of like a Texas theme type of music video, and we were kind of stuck in Israel. So we just developed it into this green screen thing.
There, you guys can see what I'm talking about. Where Ron is playing with one hand on the drums and playing the keyboard. You're playing the bass line on the keyboard with the other. When you guys are in the studio, do you play it separately then when you're recording the track, or do you do it at the same time when you're recording?
Separately. We do it separately, but I do record the drum takes with one hand.
Okay.
We record it live. The drums and the guitar we record live, and he does record it with one hand, so the live sound can be preserved, sort of.
Sure. And what do you guys do when you're writing lyrics? Like, what is the inspiration behind this song?
This song, I was really depressed when I wrote it. It's been quite a while. I was still stuck in the small town I grew up in. I wasn't getting laid much. I remember that. I think there's one line there that goes, I must say that it's quite bizarre that I get no pussy and I play guitar.
That is quite bizarre.
I guess so, yeah. And not much has changed many years later.
Because we say, I've said before on the show, I'm going to rewind just a little bit so we can track some of this here in a minute and let some people get a little taste here of the song. But we've said on the show, there's guitar and then there's bass. Bass is for the boys, the guitar is for the girls. Like, who are you trying to impress? And let's take a listen to I'm going to play just a tiny clip here so you guys can get a sample of what these guys sound like.
Give them a show.
This is one hell of a marijuana song here with the music video. I hope all of that went through because my sound system here looks kind of screwy. This would be
we heard it.
Okay, good. Yeah, this would be one hell of a marijuana. I'm gonna have to try to get stoned and watch this video again one day when we're not doing the show. And
I should do that as well.
So you guys, you mentioned it a minute ago that you grew up in a small town in Israel, and that's where you guys first met. And you guys were about 13, 14 years old at the time when you guys first met. You've known each other for years.
Well, we met each other when we were maybe like even 11 or 12 or something. Since kindergarten, we knew each other, really. He would come over to my house to play Raymond. I really didn't want him there, but he insisted. I was one of the only kids in the block with Raymond on the computer, so. It's been a while. We just started playing since we were 14, though.
Okay. When did you pick up the guitar?
16. Up until then, I was just screaming into the microphone while we were playing. Or we had also guitar players. I forgot.
Okay, so you guys were in another band that
called We Suck.
Called We Suck.
Yeah.
Okay, that might have actually sold some records. You thinking about saving that for like an album name or something eventually? That's
maybe.
That's pretty good. I wanted to originally call this That Shitty Podcast, but then they wouldn't put us on certain platforms, and we wanted to eventually get on terrestrial radio. And you can't say that on the radio.
Man, you sold out, bro. Can't believe it.
You know it. You got to sell out if you're going to get money. Ain't nothing wrong with selling out. As long as you remember why you do it and who you do it for, it doesn't matter who the man thinks you're doing it for. If the man thinks you sold out to him and, secretly behind his back, you're like, yeah, these songs are all about how I hate you. You know what I mean? And your fans get it. Who cares? There's ways of going about it. There's ways of going about it. Speaking of which, though, you guys, where do you publish most of your content at so everybody can find it the easiest?
Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Every platform available.
TikTok. TikTok. Wherever. We're open for suggestions.
I know, like Bandcamp. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of luck with Bandcamp. I know a friend of mine that makes a pretty good bit of money off of that website.
It's on Bandcamp too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And if you want to pay a little something, to own the copy, that would be nice as well. We should probably say also. And I know that Yanni, you're a U.S. citizen, but it said on your bio, how did you end up in Israel at such a young age?
Well, my mother married a Jewish Moroccan individual, and we moved to Israel. My father is Israeli,
Okay.
so
When you were, were you old enough to remember being in the U.S. and making the
I wasn't old enough to remember, but I've got family there, so I was there every summer, and I'm still there, quite often. So I've got a connection to the place.
Okay. And did that how did that affect you when you were growing up? Did the other kids like be like, ah, fuck this guy, he's from the States or anything like that?
Well, not really. I think I was just they're not antagonistic against like Americans or anything, but it's just I was like the only kid in my grade, or really almost at the school, that I could remember who was like half American or something like that. So it was just like the TV shows, the music, the art that people consume was different than a lot of what I did, and I felt like there was kind of a gap there. I felt this weird.
Like a disconnect.
Yeah, still feel that really after all this time.
Well, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Would it be the States if you guys could come here permanently? Would you do that? Or are you like, no, we're attached to where we're at?
I mean, it's for our music. It's definitely better to be at the States, and we've been working hard to make that happen. So we'll see what the future holds for us.
Yeah,
In that regard.
that's interesting because and I grew up obviously, of course, in the U.S. and when kids are being kids, especially growing up. I don't know when you guys grew up, but in the '90s, if somebody came in from another place, they're probably getting picked on a lot. But you say it's not like that in in Israel. So I mean, I guess that's really cool though.
Well, if I were like a Russian kid, then that probably would have happened to me. But I was American; it was different. We've got a big group of Russians that immigrated to Israel,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
because of
often I do notice they get picked on a bit more. But I don't know. I never really got picked on for being American or anything.
did they come over because of the war, or was it when the USSR fell?
Yeah, in the 90s when it fell.
And also, right now during the war, there's like a big immigration of Russians to Israel.
Yeah, I've been talking to other people in other countries. I've got friends in other countries that are seeing that too, that a lot of Russian people are coming over because of the war. I talked to somebody last week that was telling me about that, and I didn't think of that, but I mean, it makes a lot of sense, If somebody's coming over from Russia to Israel, is it easier for them to get there and legally be there without the government hounding them and shit, or is it a lot like the US?
There's a certain law. If you have some sort of distant Jewish ancestor, that could help you reach Israel. So often,
Okay.
that's one of the reasons some of them are allowed to enter the country.
I know that like it's not so hard for us to go visit when I don't know how hard it is because I'm not actually Jewish, but I've been mistaken for it before. There was there, and I don't know what that means, but apparently I look Jewish. I remember I was at LAX one day and I was sitting by a girl. I just thought this girl was cute. So I walked over to her and I needed to charge my phone and she was sitting by the plug. And so I got to, talking with her, flirting a little bit. And turns out she had just turned, I think it's 18 or 19 when they go from here to over there for their birthright trip.
Okay.
And so while I was charging my phone, other kids started showing up, and I'm sitting there with them, just having a good chat. And then the adult, the teacher, whatever the adult authority figure with their group came over and started lining everybody up. It was like, oh, get up, get your passport out, get ready. And then he comes over to me and is like, get up, get your passport ready. And I'm sitting here on my phone and I'm like, oh, I'm not with you guys. And he looks at me and goes,
They all say that. They try to
and he's like, come on, get your passport ready. I'm like, no, seriously, man, I'm really not with you guys. And I had to tell him like 4 or 5 times because he was like, this is no time for games, young man. Young man, I'm 28 years old. I promise.
Well,
I'm not
actually,
with
I
you
can see it. I can see it. Like you kind of look like Ron's cousin or something, don't you?
I don't know.
The beard, the glasses. I see the similarity.
I'm going to take that as a compliment because I like Ron. I think he could get some ladies. So.
Thank you.
He's got one forever. Yeah, she's nice. She was with us while we recorded the second album in Ireland.
Oh, that one was recorded in Ireland too?
Yeah, the same place.
Oh, okay. So is that why you're going back to Ireland? Because you like the facility that you
It's one of the reasons. It's also a convenient area for us to be at. It's like a spot between Israel and America for us to meet Ron, because Ron's going to produce it again, and and the guy who owns the studio, it's called Wild Waters Studio. He really loves the band. He believes in the band. He actually remodeled the studio for the next album right now, and he's been really working hard on trying to get the sound better, and he's a good lad.
How did you meet Bumble the first time?
Well, through a studio we were recording at in Texas called Orb Studio. One of the guy who owns the studio, Matt Noveski, connected us to a certain individual called John Gomez, who connected us to Bumblefoot.
So it was
it's a domino effect.
So how much of an influence did he have on your sound? Like what kind of changes and things did he recommend that you guys make to be successful?
He was the first one to tell us to record like the same way as we play live. I mean, with the bass keyboard and one-handed with drums. He was the first one to actually, enlighten us, saying this is your sound and you should record that way. We didn't think about it until he told us. Makes sense now.
Yeah.
It sounds. I mean, he kind of made like. We didn't worry at first. We trusted him. We trusted the process, and it sounded good. And then now we're recording our third album this way. So that was one major impact he had. Going for that live sound. Recording without the click.
He suggested we do it without a metronome as well, so it really did have an impact.
Is it easier to record without a metronome?
I don't know. I don't know if it's easier, but it gives it a different vibe, because sometimes you kind of lower the tempo at certain moments and raise it, and you're freer to do whatever in certain aspects.
I can see that because it's not perfect. That's one of the things that I've noticed about music. I prefer live albums for that very reason, because everything's not polished and not perfect usually. So if you want to know what a band sounds like for real, you can listen to their live album, and usually it's 100 times better than anything that they produce in a studio. And I feel like, in my personal opinion, that the imperfection really makes the music a whole lot better in a way.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, modern music is very personal, it's very about making a connection with whoever is listening, and one of the ways you do it is by exposing your flaws, and sometimes you do not play perfect.
Yeah. So how many takes do you usually take to record a song?
At most 3, maybe 4. But we do have songs that ended up in the album that were first take.
Do you ever go in and like when you're playing guitar or either the drums or something and you're listening to the track and you're like, man, this take is perfect, but there's this one spot where I royally fucked up this one spot on my machine. So you go in and just tape that one spot again and put it in there.
I'm not sure if we. I think it sounds like we did that, but I'm not. I don't remember. Have we done that?
And that depends. I mean, the drum takes are whole. We barely like put together 2 different takes of drums. That's the foundation of the song. But, we do punch in and all that when it sounds good enough. If there's a good take with one like mistake that doesn't sound good, we just you can do that. I mean, it's about commitment. It's about if it's a good mistake, you commit. If it's a bad one, just just try again. Just punch in. If it sounds good, then go for it. But we did end up committing to some mistakes that we made.
So you ever make a mistake when you're recording it on the album and it sounds so much better than what you had in mind that you intentionally keep that mistake in there when you're playing it live?
Oh, yeah, that happens. There's a song called "The Brain." In the last one of the last choruses, we kind of I think I missed a certain cue where I was supposed to play, and we just left the sort of quietness there, no guitars, and kind of a drum roll.
So you kind of had like an accidental breakdown.
There's like a breakdown that was initially a mistake. I think even we just dropped the cable or something.
I mean,
where's your accent from?
I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tupelo, Mississippi, and I've spent the last 7 years in Jefferson City, Missouri. So people here tell me I have a Southern accent, and people from Mississippi tell me I have lost my Southern accent. So I can't tell either way. I think I sound the same as I always have, but apparently not. When you go to Texas, do you come back to Israel after Texas? Ain't you talking like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I think I do a lot of impersonations, so often I do it does rub off on me. Also, my mom, I think when you're not a part of a culture as frequently as you have been, then you kind of try and preserve your identity somehow. I think she accentuates her accent sometimes, so I did hear a thick Southern accent growing up.
I think there's something to that. I think you're right about that because I've got a friend of mine from Australia, and she met a man on the internet and came over here and married him. They've been together for over, I think, like 15 years now, and she still has an Australian accent, and even she's told me in the past that she has to make herself not lose her accent because she likes having that accent.
It's nice. I like it, mate. It's not fun.
I try to lose mine. I don't want to talk like this right here. I don't want to.
Like how thick were the accents that you grew up around? Like really thick, or?
I don't think it's that heavy. Now, when you get lower to like Louisiana, oh my God, I can't even understand what the fuck they're saying. Like, I'll guarantee, put a little jambalaya, make a little jambalaya. Like, ever see The Water Boy? That movie, The Water Boy? The guy that wears the overalls with no shirt. That is a Louisiana accent, is what I hear every time I go over there. And,
yeah, I remember that guy.
yeah. Oh, what? Or Joe Dirt. On the way you make it. You know, like that's a Louisiana. That's a Louisiana. accent.
Actually, everyone in my family, my my American family, has a different accent. Every uncle or aunt or grandfather, they all have their own adaptation to the Southern accent. It's kind of weird to hear it. So I guess it's kind of an individual thing sometimes as well.
So it's like a patchwork of multiple characters in your family. Like everybody's represented in a way.
Yeah, some are incoherent. Some English teachers.
So it's like so you've got like your Louisiana, you got your Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Yo man, talk about dango chicken man. I'm going to like, and what's weird, dude, is he's actually talking. Like if you watch a lot of King of the Hill to where you can start to understand Boomhauer, he's actually saying shit.
Really?
And I never realized. From what I've picked up, there's an episode when I started noticing it. There's an episode where George Clooney plays Boomhauer's cousin or something, and he comes to visit, and so the whole episode is George Clooney and Boomhauer, and so it's just 30 minutes. Yo, man, talk about dango, you know, go man, go pitch man, go dango chicken man. And then you hear George Clooney coming in, and you can recognize his voice, but it's like, yo, man, you want to talk about dango, you know. I mean, that's
So he sounds like a redneck as well. Like he's like, I thought he would like be the coherent antithesis for him or something.
no. I think that's the joke of the episode, is that you're not supposed to understand. But by the time you get about 10 minutes into it, you're following every conversation. And in a way, it kind of irritates you. Like, man, it kind of pisses me off that I'm understanding all of this. Should we watch another music video? How long have you guys got?
Let's just do it.
Let's do it. All right. I've got Alien pulled up. Is that a good one?
I believe so.
All right. Let's check it out. And once again, guys, we're going to track a little bit of it, but if you guys want to hear the whole thing, feel free to head over to their website. We've got the link in the description. Oh, I remember this one. I like this because it made me think of 90s MTV.
Yeah, it is kind of 90s. I drew all of these cartoons myself, and my ex-girlfriend painted them.
That's
and
really
cool. It was an arduous ordeal. It was during the Corona. We were stuck in a small little one-bedroom apartment together, and we had nothing to do but create this video. And yeah, we ripped each other's heads off.
How long did it take?
A few months, I think. We would do it every day for hours, and like the cartoons, it took like 2.5 months to draw, and the editing took 2.5 months, I think, or I don't remember.
So did you use like a scanner, or how did you get them from the paper to the computer to be able to edit it?
Yeah, we shot the paper drawing, and we just Photoshop them out, edited frame by frame. It took us a while to like figure out the technique that we were going to use.
So, Ron, when you came over and you saw Yanni's interpretation of you in this, what did you think?
I liked it. I mean, one drawing makes me like a human hamster. The other makes me like a I don't know, like a Frankenstein ugly creature. But yeah, just roll with it.
what's the symbolism in the images? Is there any, or was it a matter of just making it look cool?
The symbolism, I guess it's I don't know, the whole vibe of the song in general is around feeling alienated,
So are these all
depressed.
separate photographs that we're seeing right here in this scene?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We just rolled around with a camera, and
That was a
took,
neat effect.
like, yeah.
But you were saying about the symbolism on it. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to ask that question.
Yeah, I guess it just created a bunch of random angsty drawings. I mean, there's the chorus where I show my face, but as sort of the elephant man, which is definitely something I felt while I was depressed. I would kind of view myself in a really negative light physically, and
Why
I
do you
could
think
relate
that is?
to. I think that is. I don't know. It usually happens to most people who feel like shit, I guess. I think usually a lot of depressed people also see themselves in a very, very good light, in an overly narcissistic light. Like they have to be perfect, they have to be amazing, and if they're not amazing, they're monsters immediately afterwards. I guess that was kind of what I felt, and I tried drawing that as much as I could, like depicting the bad side of it.
So, I've heard you say that about a lot of the songs and things like that, with it being a part of your influence as your depression. How much of that does the music and the expression of that kind of feeling, does that help with that at all? Or is it just
Yeah, I guess
what
so.
drives?
I mean, it helps creating. I also, the album we're about to record right now in Ireland, Dreamism. I wrote it while I was like having some of the best times of my life, and it was also nice to write while I felt relatively stable, and I wouldn't say completely happy, but very calm and stable.
Well, depression's
So
not necessarily a sadness, though. That's the thing people don't understand, is that it's not always about being sad. It's a different. I don't know how to describe it. It's a different thing. You're not necessarily sad, right?
yeah, well, I guess if you hear bad news or experience some sort of misfortune, you can be just sad. But I think when you're depressed, you're maladaptive. You have some sort of pathology that keeps you in a cycle that leaves you stuck and unfulfilled and unaware, or difficulties creating connections in your life, whatever, that kind of shit.
So when you've created something like either one of these music videos, or any of the ones, really, I just had to. We like to pick two for the show, but there's a ton of great content on your website. So when you guys create something like this that is good and that is great, even if a lot of people haven't discovered it yet, does that help to validate you in a way to try to eliminate some of that bad feeling, or is that bad feeling going to be persistent no matter what you do?
If what you mean about like depression, if you get validated,
Yeah, like
well,
when you've created something this great and you guys have gone out and had a live show or something and you've just nailed it and you've killed it, does that validation then that you've killed this awesome thing that you've made, you've just done great at something, does that kind of help pull you out of that, or does it even matter, like, at all?
no, I've got certain ways I deal with a bad mood or something. I would, relate to depressed feelings. But it's never, validation I feel from others about my art. I never feel like that helps. I feel like if you create something and you play it and you feel it, then that can, it's kind of like when you listen to other people's music. It's pretty much the same. You feel a sense of relief, like a cathartic relief. You feel like you relate to a certain person and that you're not as alone as you may have imagined, I guess.
So other people's music probably you would say helps you out a lot more than maybe even your
music and
own.
also my music, but performing and when you take it seriously and you're being a perfectionist about it, it's never I mean that completely, it doesn't cure depression or anything like that.
No, I'm not
Don't think
saying it probably doesn't cure it, but I was just wondering if it maybe it could help pull you out of a funk. When
it never does.
it never does.
Never does. Not for me. Never.
How long have you experienced that? Has it been a whole life thing?
It was a certain period of my life when from 18 to 23, I think. It was a few good years of being clinically depressed.
Well, I think everybody has a little bit of it at certain times, but then of course there's, like you said, the clinical depression and things like that, where you probably either are prescribed medication or you see a counselor or somebody like that.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for somebody out there that's also going through something similar?
Well, it's hard to, hard to say. I mean, it's hard for me to believe I could say anything that'll really, make anyone think, I remember that dude on the podcast, and I remember what he said, and I was never the same afterwards. But I do think that people, you never know. That's true. I do think that people who are depressed usually come from the assumption that they are depressed because they're so self-aware. They sort of have to endure the stupidity of others and forever feel misunderstood. And I think usually when you're depressed, you are oblivious to yourself. You may be more sensitive, but that doesn't mean that you don't project your own issues onto others.
Right. That makes a lot of sense,
though. I think that's important if you're going to therapy or trying to take care of yourself, is to realize that you're oblivious to yourself and try and discover more, because you won't discover anything about yourself if you're convinced you already know everything.
Right. I agree. It's that the Socratarian Socrates I think it's Socrates, man.
Yeah, I think it was Socrates. Said that one of them Greek dudes.
Yeah, one of those Greek dudes that said the pretty one of them fancy talking middle-aged fellers with the pretty words. Can I ask about the photo we're freeze framed on right now? What is the octopus got in his hand? Because it kind of looks like he's like smoking a pipe.
I believe that is a shotgun, sir, and I believe he's about to do something with it.
Oh, okay. See, what I was seeing was how do I word this? I thought he was smoking a crack pipe. Okay. Wow. I want to say I did not freeze frame on this intentionally for that discussion that we just had. What a heavy discussion for a heavy damn picture like that. I thought he was smoking a crack pipe. So I'm sorry, everybody. That was my mistake. Now that you say it, I see it.
Yeah. If you like stopped it because you knew what was going on.
No, I didn't. I paused it so we could have a discussion. I've seen it before, but I haven't watched it like a million times because I wanted to watch it with you guys before I was too familiar with it and do it on the air. But I guess we can hit play. I'm going to track it for a minute, and we'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll have a heavy conversation. We'll just go ahead and blow this out of the water now, and we'll track a little bit of the song so you guys can have a taste of it. None of that was intentional, by the way. Now I feel horrible. Now I feel like shit.
No, it's all right, man. Hey, some people see crack pipes, some people see shotguns. That's the way the world works.
I feel like I need to apologize to somebody, but I don't know who I need to apologize to for my mismanagement of the video.
No, I like it. It's a good mistake to make.
Okay, I'm going to track a little bit more of the song and let you guys have some more of a sample here. I love that how he's like losing his shit. How Ron's losing his shit as the alien comes out. That's great. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening. Oh, they're transforming. Okay. So that's an interesting video. Have you ever thought about doing another one with a similar in a similar style?
No, that would be hell. But we're working on a video for a song called Science right now, which is kind of like a parody of musical. It's going to be like a punk rock musical themed video.
Oh, that'll
which
be cool.
Is yeah, it's cool, and it's quite hell to make as well. So I don't know. I just spoke to an actress who's going to take part in it yesterday.
What's been hell about it? Or is it one of those things that when you see the video, you'll understand why it was hell to make?
Well, I'm sort of learning how to dance for it, and I'm also writing the script and trying to write a dance for it.
We just saw you dance in the last video.
Nah, man, I was just goofing around with my guitar. I wasn't dancing.
That's dancing.
I know it's gonna be a real sort of dance, a punk dance, but
choreography.
No choreography.
Yeah, there's choreography for it.
So when you say a punk dance, we're not talking about like kids that listen to Fall Out Boy, how they just like sling their arms around and shit.
Fuck that shit. It's more like I'm trying to mimic sort of Chuck Berry or Elvis or whatever, but in a different way. It's gonna be like almost like a Grease parody, but
okay.
But not exactly. It's kind of a headache, but you know.
Do you have a deadline? Do you have a deadline for when you want to have it out?
Yeah, we would definitely have to film it after we come back from Ireland, because afterwards, around September, I'll be flying to the U.S. because I'm writing a novel, and I'll be writing it in Southeast Texas somewhere.
What kind of novel are you writing? Or do you want to tell?
What? You were stuck for a moment there. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, so what kind of novel are you writing, or do you want to talk about it?
Oh, I'd love to talk about it. It's called the Dreamism, actually. I'm hoping to release it together with the album.
Like a companion piece.
Yeah. It's kind of about a young musician who suffers from depression, falls in love with his therapist, and I, in detail, describe the overcoming of depression he goes through the relationship he has with his therapist. And,
Well, who hasn't fell in love with a woman in a suit before? I mean,
well, yeah, that happened to me quite a few times, I have to say.
and this is why we can't have office jobs, guys. This is why right here with CEOs and shit.
Seductive CEOs.
I've actually seen that movie, and I mean, if
There's a movie.
Seductive CEOs, yeah, I've seen that movie before.
I just made that shit up. What? That's a real movie?
It's got to be. I guarantee if I go to Pornhub and type in seductive CEOs, I'm gonna find something.
I think there's a movie where what's her name? Ashton Kutcher's ex-wife plays a seductive CEO.
Mila Kunis?
No.
Or
the
Demi
one before.
Moore?
Demi Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays some sort of CEO who seduces young men.
Oh, hang on. We got Ron. We lost Ron apparently and didn't realize.
Oh no!
No,
No, there he is.
Sorry about that. I didn't notice until you came back because it was still showing you on our screen.
No, I was just
Right on. Well, guys. So let me ask you this: with the novel that's coming out, as the songs that's going to be on the Dreamism album, are they kind of tied into the story that's being told in the book? So is it like a concept album in that
It
sense?
is sort of a concept album, yeah. The first chapter is called One Hell of a Ride. The second chapter is called Floating in Limbo, and the last one is Dreamism. And all the music, the sort of story behind the albums correlates to the chapters as well, and the certain periods of what the protagonist is going through and the developments, the sort of philosophical, emotional developments of the character. So it has a lot to do with the music, and it's very personal. It's incredibly personal, but it's also a different setting. I changed all the characters. The parents aren't my parents. The friends, the band isn't my band. I'm not going to start trashing Ron on a book. So
is this are you pulling from a lot of your own personal experiences to tell that story?
Oh yeah, incredibly personal.
Okay. Well, that'll be something when you get that out and you've put that out there. How much difference do you think you'll have with with this kind of a concept versus what you've been doing as far as the reception that you think it's going to get?
The reception from people, and what aspect do you mean?
As far as the people that have listened to your other albums and things like that, the fan base that you've already started building, how well do you think they're going to react to it? Do you think it's something that they're going to enjoy, or you think new people?
Yeah, I think they'd like it. I think they like it. I think if anyone really, some people have been following us for a while. Some people have been loyal to the band, and I think those people would like it more than anyone else, actually. More than anyone else I could think of, actually.
Well, I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to come out, and we'll follow you guys. And when it comes out, let us know, man, and we'll help promote it on our platforms and in any way we can.
Thank you, sir. Much obliged.
Yeah. And hey, thank you for being here. And when you see Ron, please tell him thank you for coming in also, because we've lost him, it looks like, probably for good. But I mean, we had a great show and we've had a great time talking with you guys. And I'm telling you guys listening, go check out the Dodies, because I was hella impressed. I don't like to say hella, but I'm going to say it this time. I was incredibly impressed when I discovered this band, and I think you will be too. And you guys have great songs, so I mean, it's not like some bands will have great videos and crappy songs. Some bands will have crappy videos and great songs, like Three Doors Down. But you guys have both. You guys really pull off both sides of it. The videos are great, the songs are great, and I hope everybody goes checks it out. But thank you for being here today. And with that, you got anything you want to say before we close out?
Well, I had a great time conversing with you, sir, and I appreciate the compliments, and I'm happy you had a song and stuff. Yeah.
I'm glad we finally made it happen because we had a lot of confusion with our time zones. Time zones are hard when you're international, but I'm really glad we got to make it happen and we got to sit down together. So thanks again, man.
Thank you.
I sniffed really hard, and then I popped my ear, and now it's
one of those where you like blow your nose and you're like can't fucking hear anything. It's like, what? Someone throw a flashbang in here?
Oh, there it goes.
Oh no, I'm getting swatted.
Finally let go. Yeah, in my ear. Why is swatting a thing? Why can't we why not send male strippers to somebody's house? Because that costs money.
That's funny. Stop wasting government resources, man. Come on.
We should do that. We should randomly send a male stripper to somebody's house. We'll do Jeff.
Yeah. Someone order a good time.
We got Donkey Dick Dan coming over.
Oh my God.
He's going to show you his signature move, the Tennessee flapjack.
He's going to do a helicopter dick, not Ric Flair style, but close enough.
His helicopter dick is so good he can actually levitate.
You will be hypnotized as a man floats in the air for a good few seconds. Take that, Chris Angel. He is the real mind freak.
He has risen. In more ways than one.
The baby's arm has risen.
They all have. Everybody has risen in that room.
Damn right.
Tijuana. Never know what you'll see. They should hire us to make vacation videos for Tijuana.
Bro, we would increase tourism by like 600% instantly.
Just to see if we're bullshitting or not. Oh, man.
Any listeners in Mexico, get us a connection. Let's go.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
I need some new challenges in life. Come on.
Uh-oh. All right. So you went to, I saw a little bit of the show last night. I didn't realize you were going. I thought you were going to a concert or something. I didn't realize you were going to Collision. Is that the new Nitro?
Yes, that's the, yeah, it does look very like Nitro off, but the stage is friggin' amazing when you like walk in there.
That's
like,
a cool looking stage.
It's friggin' huge. It's massive. It's totally different from, Wednesday Night Dynamite. It's this whole other thing, which is really cool. It's what I like.
That is a really cool looking stage. Even and you know what? I bet if Nitro were still around today, it'd probably look similar to that. So,
oh yeah.
If you want to, and that was the thing though, is like everybody. I think even Eric Bischoff tweeted, "I could have done it better" or something like that.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff, and shut up, buddy. I don't know. Listen, the guy's greatest thing was the NWO, but he took that from Japan. So, like, come on.
Every great thing has been ripped off. Even Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's a rip off of
Superstar Billy Graham.
Yeah, Billy Graham. Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Oh. Ric Flair's a rip off of Buddy Landale.
Buddy Rogers, man. He literally stole the Nature Boy gimmick. Just second generation.
Third.
Oh yeah, even third.
Yeah,
it wasn't even further than that. Yeah, totally.
Buddy Landale ripped it off from Buddy Rogers, and Ric Flair ripped it off from Buddy Landale.
From both, basically, I think. Yeah.
There's a fourth Nature Boy now, but he's kind of a joke.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can find me some indie guy that looks old as fuck and paid Ric Flair to come over and hand over the title Nature Boy to him.
Yeah.
And if you see the video, it's great because he's in like a garage with a crowd painted on the wall. And they've piped in fake cheers and shit. It's like the most indie.
Ric Flair's like, that's good enough. That'll pay for my 6th divorce. So.
he needed money at the time, right?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. That's why he's like shilling himself to anything and everything. Those Car Shield commercials are probably paying for his next divorce.
And they tried to take that away from him
for a little while, and I think those are back now. I don't.
Yeah, give the man a break. I think that woman's full of shit.
Who knows? I'm not taking sides on that.
I think they proved it. I think so. Anyway, either way, you ain't gonna cancel Ric Flair. We ain't gonna let you do it. Sorry, internet. Pick somebody else. We'll see you next week when you choose another victim. But how was that? What's it like going to see Collision? Is because it's only an hour.
It's 2 hours.
It's 2 hours on air.
2 hours. So the hour before, so like the doors open at 6. But they said like the match was going to start at 6. They didn't start till like 7. So they taped, I think, about an hour of Ring of Honor beforehand. And then 8 to 10 was Collision, the live show, and then afterwards the other hour of Ring of Honor they taped from 10 to 11. But I left like a little bit after 10, anyways.
Okay, so Ring of Honor is like AEW's WWE ECW.
Kind of, yeah. It's like its own league. It has its own, titles and everything. It has the lineage of the past Ring of Honor, but
that's why
still
Chris
get like
Jericho.
some decent. Yeah, you got like some decent names there still.
Well, yeah, they're in the building, so
yeah. So like, especially because now it's Forbidden Door weekend. They had a lot of the New Japan guys show up like on Ring of Honor, do a match and whatever. Some pretty fun ones.
I saw the dude with Jungle Boy. I don't know who the fuck he was.
Oh, Taz's son, Hook?
No, what was his name? The Japanese dude.
Oh, the world champ there, Sonata.
Yeah, and Jungle Boy was getting booed, and I was like, "Has he turned heel, or are they just over?"
Nah, he has to turn heel at this point. Honestly, Jungle Boy's fucking boring.
What are they gonna do with him?
I don't know. He needs something, man, or he just needs someone to like cut promos for him because he's like meh. He's
like 3 foot tall. It'd be like Rey Mysterio turning heel. Nobody's gonna believe it. Nobody's gonna buy it.
You can make it work. I think. I feel like I don't know, like the stuff he was doing with Christian Cage brought something out of him, but then after it's like,
I did see WWE's getting pretty interesting as well.
I'll give credit, man. There's some guys that are over as fuck, bro. Like even like at the crowd last night, we were all people were doing like the LA Knight shtick. Some guy in like the hundreds going, yeah, then go to the guys, yeah. And then I'm watching. I don't watch it like regularly WWE stuff. I watch like clips and stuff. I'll still keep up with it. Like it's not like my main focus, but like I do see like a lot of those good. Look, there's some good shit going on there, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's what I do. So I just watch clips, but
yeah, and I'll watch like the big 4 or the big 5 pay-per-views, and that's it, really.
Yeah. So you're going to see the Forbidden Door tonight. What you gonna do when that door opens up? And who do you think is going to be a surprise tonight?
I don't know about any surprises. I know there's a shit ton of matches.
Vince McMahon.
I now own my competition. Vince McMahon comes, shaves a stash live in the middle of the ring.
Vinciardo McMahon.
Vincenzo McMahon. This is not Vince. This is Vincenzo.
God, he looks so stupid now.
It looks so stupid. Yeah, now that they have like the corporate renders on like their website, I'm like, oh my god, that mustache is like pencil thin.
I wish Vince would come out in front of a live crowd looking like that, and then the crowd would do that Sheamus chant, "You look stupid."
I mean, in front of a WWE crowd, they're all gonna like bow beyond their knees and like friggin' like praying to God like this. Oh, Vince is God. Like, no, he's an out-of-touch old man who can't leave the wrestling business.
You don't think Goldberg gonna come out tonight?
No Goldberg, not yet. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Goldberg. I can respect like You know, big menacing dude. He had like a good run in the 90s. I just don't really give a shit to see like a 90-second match.
Well, they're not going to give him a retirement match in WWE, they said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense if he'd run over to AEW and get his retirement match, like against Sting or somebody.
It wouldn't be a bad idea, because I mean, so far AEW treats their legends pretty well. So
yeah, I mean that might actually be an interesting thing with him and Sting. I don't know if they ever fought in WCW or not.
No, they definitely did here and there. Probably in like the late 90s. I know. I think there was a match between them like 99, but I don't think it was much. Yeah.
Well, it won't be much. Goldberg can't do much.
Yeah. I mean, Sting does pretty well in like tag matches, but I don't know if he's ever going to do a one-on-one.
Yeah, well, that's different. Like tag matches are easy. I mean, all of my matches that I ever fought in were tag matches, just about it.
Yeah.
And when they weren't, it was filled with a lot of shtick and interference and stuff like that to cover up the fact that I couldn't do this shit. Mm-hmm. and of course, I lost every one of them. I only had one match that never happened that I was booked in, and the booker canceled it that night because me and the guy was arguing over who was going to win. I wanted him to win, and he wanted me to win, and I didn't think it made sense for me to win. And I told him, motherfucker, if you don't pin me when we get out there, I'm going to go get counted the fuck out.
Oh, my goodness. It would have made Botchamania for a shoot thing going on there.
Yeah. What's funny is they ain't never been another fight that ever happened in a dressing room between two guys because both guys wanted to lose.
That's insane. That's hilarious. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, flexing the creative control cards, and that doesn't work for me, brother.
I should have flexed my creative control that day. Yeah, I'm supposed to beat you clean. I'm supposed to beat you clean with no kind of interference or anything. Yeah, that don't work for me, brother.
Yeah, no, brother. Nah, brother. Sorry. Who's this third man you got?
How many of these shows have you been to now, these AEW shows? It's been a lot.
Not that many, actually. It was like my first wrestling shows since like 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when I was in Chicago, I was there at the first All Out pay-per-view. Did that whole thing that weekend. The AEW, they did Dynamite like in Toronto, I think sometime last year, but like I couldn't get tickets because those things flew like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I missed that, but now they're doing the whole Canadian tour for like the next couple weeks.
You should have just called Tony Khan and been like, hey man, do you know who I am? Like
maybe. I mean, he did show up, like, yeah. He did like show up, whatever, like, thank the crowd and all that stuff, and everyone's like fucking going crazy for him.
I bet he's like 5 foot tall.
Yeah, and some guy behind me was like, somebody tell him to fucking blink. Oh, dude, me and some of the guys were on the floor there, and the crowd are fucking just cracking each other up, chanting dumb shit.
When I went to NWA, Billy Corgan was in there cutting a promo about, they said I bought 3 useless letters and shit like that, and hyping up the crowd at the end of the pay-per-view. Like, why'd you wait till the end of the show to hype up the crowd? Because we've been bored for the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then I started, and I know they got me on because I was sitting close to one of the cameras, and I was yelling, "Body slam Billy Corgan! Body slam Corgan!"
Yeah. Hey, in ECW 2000, they would have fucking done that.
Choke slam that crooked yellow-toothed bastard.
Yeah.
He looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
He is. He's a weird, like, he's always in Halloween mode every year, it seems like. Small friggin' like head. Just like there, he looks like it's like Jack Skellington almost, but like not like super lanky and like 8 feet tall.
Small head, goddamn, bro. He's like 20% head.
Literally. And it makes me laugh. It's like, oh, I bought 3 useless. They thought I bought 3 useless letters. No, you didn't buy the XWF.
XFL.
Yeah, that too, or whatever. XPW. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck XPW.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, that whole thing sank like a submarine in the ocean.
Ooh, topical.
I've been laughing at that all week, and then somebody said something to me about it. Like They're as good as people. They weren't good people. Fuck them.
No, they're not. They're a bunch of, rich one percenters who got swindled and conned into doing this shit.
Maybe the kid. I feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, that I would agree with, because, when someone to go that young is always sad. It's always tragic.
Yeah.
Like, that I would agree with. But, like, you paid your money, this is what you get. Like, the risk going into this. Why don't they, take all their bank accounts and share the wealth, man? Do that.
Nah, man, we want to go see a ship that sunk.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that. Give me all your money. Like friggin' Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are, oh, I'm totally down for a fight. I said, how about let these two beat the literal shit at each other, fucking die in the ring, and share the wealth between these two. You could friggin' solve a lot of problems in this world.
Yeah, we just divvy it up.
Exactly.
First, we'll get that water in Michigan fixed.
Yeah. I mean, Africa will be stable.
But
peace in the Middle East.
They won't never let that happen.
Hell no.
But you know why? Because then nobody will be there to mine the gold for our iPhones.
That's true.
That's why.
It's very true. But I don't know, man. Africa's on the up and up, man. If China's taking their currency on, why not?
Yeah.
There's something going on there.
I feel bad. I'm going to share my screen for a second because I did find a video, and I hate to show things that's going to make us feel sad. I really do, but I think in respect of the people that died, we should show the footage from I actually got a video from one of their one of those billionaire dudes' funeral.
Oh shit! Well, they did it that quick.
Yeah, and his wife, his wife and her tennis coach, we're talking about about what happened. Let's take a look here. Yeah, man, she looks like she's in distress. That's depression champagne.
Yeah.
Maybe that's CCTV. Yeah, when the news came out.
You mean GTV?
Yeah.
Attitude Era reference.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if that was your penis.
Oh man, a lot of trophy wives are very happy this week.
Yeah,
I can think of 5 trophy wives that have hit the jackpot.
Yeah, and then I don't know. And people are like, "Oh, you should have sympathy for these people." I don't have sympathy for a lot of people, unfortunately. I don't you. You knew the risk going into this shit. This company was already dealing with lawsuits and other shit even before this incident happened too. And it's why? Why would you want to friggin'? I don't care to see the friggin' Titanic. Look, they keep trying to recreate that damn thing, and every bad thing conceivable happens to it.
It makes me think of that meme, "Dumb ways to die."
Yeah, literally. That is one of the dumb ways to die. That should have been remember Spike TV had 1,000 Ways to Die? That'd be one of those scenarios right there.
Cram 5 billionaires in a submarine and drop them at the bottom of the ocean. Here's what I don't get. They said the Navy fucking knew that it exploded about as soon as it happened. Then why have we been searching for these fuckers for the last 5 days?
Yeah, they'd be dead if that was the case. That makes no sense.
Which makes me ask the question, what happened that they didn't want us seeing? Or they want us talking about?
Yeah.
I always think like that, though.
Shady shenanigans.
Yeah. Always some bullshit. I tell you what wasn't no bullshit. On Tuesday, I went and saw Matchbox 20 at Riverport.
Yeah.
And I showed you this off air, but I'll show it on air. They taped the show and made a live album thing.
Yeah, so literally, I guess live as was happening, they just recorded it onto a CD. So I feel
yeah, I didn't think to ask them how they made. I did ask a few questions beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them how does it work, and the guy was like, "You see these big machines behind me?"
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "In there's 500 CDs, and as the show is recording, those are." They were burning them as the show went on. So the first disc is the first 13 songs, and the second disc is the last 10 songs. Now, the only gripe I've got about the CD is that it don't have the last song they played on it because the band caught them off guard.
Mm-hmm.
and came back on stage after the encore. And a long time after the encore, a lot of people had left. The lights had came on and everything, and then they came back on and played "Don't You Forget About Me,"
Oh, sweet.
which isn't even a Matchbox 20 song. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been neat to have had it on the CD since.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it was there, but and you know, everybody, a lot of people left after the main set list. Like they're like, "Good night, St. Louis," and everybody like, "Yeah." And then I was laying in the grass. People in front of me had chairs. They got up and left their chairs behind. So me and the guy in the grass jumped up and got in their chairs.
Nice.
And was like, "This is dumb." Like, dude, you're leaving now? They hadn't even played 3 a.m. yet.
Yeah, they even play like their biggest hit, Unwell.
Oh, they hadn't played it till the encore. No, yeah. They played 3 a.m. Unwell. I don't remember.
Look on the
Bright Lights was the last song, though.
All right.
Because after Unwell, I assumed we have about another song or two.
Mm-hmm.
And by then, I'd already bought the album or the CD. So I was at the tent that they were mastering them in. I went ahead and got in line to get my CD, so I wouldn't have to stand in that long line, and I'd get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's always that's always been like a great idea. I feel like a lot of like not a lot of, but some artists have definitely used their advantage. It's like, I know Metallica is a huge thing where they basically record every show. You can buy them online afterwards, or you can pre-order them. Even if it's like, oh, I'm going to this show, whatever, I can pre-order it. You can either get the MP3 files, or you can get it literally shipped to you in a CD. Which is a really cool idea. And I feel like it's a thing that a lot of artists could definitely take advantage of to more or less add to the experience of going to the show, whatever. I want to relive this one show it was at from a few years ago, whatever. I have the CD or they have the files, whatever, and I can just listen to it and bring yourself back to that moment, from a while back. It's a really cool thing. It's novel, I think.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen that happen was we went and saw Slash in 2010, and they were doing it there, and I got a copy of that, and that was awesome to have. I'm going to get that again soon. But dude, on the way home, it was a 2-hour drive. It's about about 2.5 to 3 hour concert. I listened to it again on the way home. I didn't waste no time. I threw a motherfucker in and let it play when I got home. There were so many songs I'd forgot about, like the oh shit, I can't even think of them right now. Let's see.
Like the set list.
Yeah, let's take a look at the set list real quick, because that'll help me out. I'm going to Google Matchbox 20 set list from we'll even go down to the Riverport Amphitheater one, because I want to. And I'm going to tell you, poor what's his name, Rob Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He was sweating like a sumbitch.
Damn, he's going hard.
Oh yeah, looked like somebody dumped water on him, but he never left the stage. And they got about halfway through, and this poor guy was soaking wet. And he's like, "Good thing it's not hot out here." Okay, so their first song was "Friends." Let's see how far we've come. That was the one. That was their second song, and honestly, that was my favorite one of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did "Real World," "Disease," "Wild Dogs," which I never heard, "So Mean," "All I Need," "Queen of New York City," "Hand Me Down." And then they did "If You're Gone," and it says acoustic, but it's not acoustic. It was an electric guitar, but it was only the guitar and Rob, and they did it like acoustic style, where they sat on the end of the stage and they dropped all the lights, and the rest of the band didn't participate.
That's kind of like how GNR, I think, during like the later part of the Trident tour would do "Don't Cry." It was just Axl and Ron.
Yeah. Mad Season, don't get me wrong. These Hard Times This Way, Parade. Bent was good. I remember Bent. When Bent came along, it was after about 5 songs I hadn't heard or I didn't know. So when Bent came along, that was good. And then they did Back to Good, Long Day, and Rebels, and that's when everybody left, and we got the chairs. And I was like, "Come on, dude! They hadn't even played 3 a.m. yet. Where's everybody fucking going?" And you see
people are trying to beat the traffic and shit.
Yeah. And then they played 3 a.m., Unwell, Push, and Bright Lights. And after Unwell, I went and got in line, and then I saw, which honestly I should have went sooner, because when I went and got in line for my CD, I was right by the stage. Like, I could see everything so much better from there than I could where I was sitting.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I had practically a front row side stage seat to push in bright lights, and then they did "Don't You Forget About Me" by
Nice.
Simple Minds for the
Sweet.
night.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have like a sort of piece of, sometimes even better than a shirt or a poster or anything like that. You know, you have the actual concert on disc, which is really cool.
Yeah. I really wish more people would do that.
Absolutely. And shout out to I remember you told me, I looked up the site here. Shout out to Disc Live Entertainment. So these are the guys, I guess, that do these kind of things. They did it for other artists too. Slash. There's a bunch of stuff. If you look on their website, disclivenetwork.com, you can still, I think, buy a lot of these concerts. Even if you're going to see like Matchbox 20 on tour, I even saw that you can pre-order in advance. You can pick it up at the concert, or you can get it shipped to you afterwards.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool, because, I mean, I don't know, man. Something about getting to keep it, you know.
Exactly. It's like a memorabilia. And even if you like keep the CD or just like rip it, whatever, and have it on your computer, have it always stored there forever.
Oh, I know this much. When I get paid again, I'm about to go ham on that website, because there's a few shows I want to get. I want to get the Saving Abel one too while I'm at it.
Yeah, they have that. They have some Slash shows from 2010. They did. There's some of those Australia shows, at the few North American shows he did in 2010.
Yeah,
that whole run, which I'm looking at probably going to get myself. Just depending on the set list. If they're like all the same, it's like I might as well just get one.
Yeah, get you that Scott Stapp CD.
Yeah, Scott Stapp acoustic. Sorry, Scott Stapp from Creed. Don't forget that.
Yeah, it says from Creed on it.
Scott Stapp of Creed.
Yeah.
Formerly of Creed. Never went back to Creed. I don't know if Creed's still a thing anymore. Oh, he did? I mean, he left again? I don't know.
Yeah, Creed came back, I guess, while Miles, because Alter Bridge is Creed with Miles Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there's Mark Tremonti and a couple other guys, too.
Yeah, and I think Creed, or Miles Kennedy was on tour with Slash, and then Creed came back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly how that all went down, but
yeah,
honorary.
Is the much more harder version of Creed.
Yeah, Alter Bridge is way better than Creed.
Alter Bridge has some really good stuff. Like I can't complain. I always discover something new from Alter Bridge. So
yeah, I'm just not a Creed fan. I don't know.
No, I just know like those 3 songs, and it's just like I always just break out the Scott Stapp impersonation of parties, and people like fucking roll over dying.
Home now,
can you take me high?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Axl Rose. My name is 6 feet and over now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vince Neil. Coming out and 6 feet from me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pal Stanley.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a disco album.
Can you take me higher?
I was made for loving you. Oh wait, that's the wrong song. Gene, count me in again.
Oh, I'm not Gene, goddammit.
Well, goddammit, somebody get here. Where the hell are those other guys in Kiss? What the hell's going on?
There's a lot of boys here. I like to see that. I mean, I don't like to see that. No.
We're on our 20th farewell tour right now, guys. It's getting a little crazy, you know. But you know, we really mean it this time. We're actually gonna, end of the road. At least for me and Gene. I don't know about these other guys. They're our studio session musicians here.
They're gonna hire 2 other guys to play Gene and Paul like they did with Ace and Peter.
Bro, Kiss holograms. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. ABBA already does this shit. ABBA already does this.
Adler, Steven Adler.
No, ABBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because ABBA, I think, reunited after like so many years. They released an album and they did like a tour of like them doing it as holograms or something.
Huh.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well,
they tried to do it, I think, with Whitney Houston, and that friggin' bombed. That wasn't not good, but I think the ABBA one was doing okay. It seems like, because they're all like in their 60s or 70s. It's like, we'll reunite, record an album. They probably know like they're gonna sound like shit and can't perform, so it's like, let's have the holograms do it.
Yeah, so we can stand over on the side of the stage.
Exactly. And then
I
we're
was
gonna have,
kinda-
we're gonna have a festival, the not the Monsters of Rock tour, but it's gonna be the Monsters of Gangsta Rap tour. I mean Tupac, Biggie, and like anyone else who got like shot in the late 90s in gang warfare or whatever.
Yeah.
Eazy-E is gonna come and do a solo set,
I'd go see a Prince fair. I'd go see a Prince show like that.
I'm down. I mean, that's one artist I would have loved to see live.
As long as, because like, I mean, fuck, the way people lip sync nowadays anyway, you can have a live band and a pre-recorded vocal. You could
Yeah.
have a pre-recorded vocal, and as long as while I'm there, I can't tell the difference, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I think like even like Gorillaz sort of even set the stage for that because I think a lot of their earlier concerts was the band would be behind like the backdrop whatever and it would play like have like because there were the whole sell of Gorillaz was the animated band but you still have the musicians performing it live in a way but they wouldn't see them, they'd be like behind the curtain kind of.
Yeah, I remember that because I
Yeah.
watched them before live.
Yeah, and I think they changed that up now though, but it's actually like them like live. You actually see the band and stuff performing now, so it's different. But that was like in the early, I think the first album or two they did was the whole concept of it. It was really cool.
That reminds me, Death Clock is coming to St. Louis one day.
Def Clock is back. I heard about that. I think they were coming to Toronto.
Yeah, but the tickets are like $50, and I'm like, dude, I paid $30 for Kiss tickets. I'm not going to pay $50 for.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find Kiss tickets, and they're up the ass still. So,
well, if you can get back to America in October, you can come with us.
Maybe. I mean, I'm debating.
Oh, wait.
Like, we'll see.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. I forgot. I already gave that ticket away.
Ah, dang it.
I'm sorry. I'll find you one if you want to come.
Nah, we'll see. No, I'll probably find something closer to the date, like for that. So that's my plan. I'm just gonna find something closer to the date and then just see whatever I can get. Like that, even like fucking if the fucking tickets for Aerosmith are actually affordable, which probably not, but who knows?
They're not. That's why I'm not going. Alexa.
Yeah, because I was either gonna see them in Toronto. I think one of their last shows on that tour is in Montreal. I may just make the trek to Montreal.
Alexa, how many days is it until August 11th?
August 11th is in 47 days.
47 days.
Goddamn, son.
Yeah, we're getting there, bro. I'm excited, man.
Dude, the hype is real.
I am stoked, man. You and me and our buddy Rick, and I think Frost is coming up.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go step on the holy ground of Riverport.
Fuck yeah. We're gonna start our own riot in the lawn.
Oh, don't say that. Rick's gonna be with us, and you never fucking know what's gonna happen.
That is true.
Don't give him any ideas.
He gives himself ideas, please.
Hey guys, you know what's gonna be really cool? We should like start a riot, man, and then rip this place apart. That'd be great. No, Rick,
I'm gonna give this guy.
Oh, come on, man!
Sound guy $20 to start playing Atlas Shrugged. Play my CD, bro. Fuck this shit.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh yeah, but yeah, Matchbox 20. If you see them coming close to you and you want to go, I recommend it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, most of those songs I forgot about, but yeah, it's a good show. Speaking of good shows, I was also on another show this week. Made a surprise appearance on the show Cut of the Gym on YouTube. We talked about also he brought me in to talk about what you and me are going to talk about next on the dais. But I said dais. What did I mean? Format.
On the docket,
Yeah, the docket.
On the dais. We're going way back now.
I do that all the time. I mix up docket and dais all the time.
That's all right. You got a wide vocabulary. show your intelligence, damn it, please.
Show my intelligence. All right, we're gonna get good and talk about this good little show we had here. It was good. We played good. You ever notice every football player ever when they're being interviewed? Yeah, we played good tonight. Well, it's just a team effort. We just got out there and, you give 110%.
Yeah, well, I got this ringing in my head. I better call the doctor, CT, ladies and gentlemen, it's real.
But no.
Don't fuck around.
No, I had a good time talking to him. I don't know his name. Is the rabbi, the former rabbi. He
joined our Discord. Guitar Rabbi?
Yeah, Guitar Rabbi.
I was gonna
what
say
happened
he
was-
joined on a Saturday. I'm like, isn't that against your religion, bro?
Nah.
Oh, he's not actually like Jewish. I would have
Former
made like
rabbi.
a fun. Oh, former.
No, he was really cool, man. Like I had a really good time. I wasn't expecting to do a show. I was if you follow us on YouTube, you may have noticed a explosion of activity from us over on our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, we're just live streaming our archives basically right now.
Yeah, and the
On a
reason
daily
I'm
basis.
doing that is because it takes about half the time for me to turn on OBS, throw on the episode, hit broadcast, and just let it play, because it takes about 3 hours to get an episode on YouTube. Otherwise, most of the episodes of our old episodes are 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And doing it that way, it takes however long the episode was to play. So we've just been going, and it helps because people are tuning in. And he'd come in our comment section and he was talking to me on one of the videos that was streaming at the time, and asked me if I wouldn't, want to come on his show and talk about this GNR photo that came up. And I was like, yeah, I'll come on and talk about it. And he's like, are you available today? And at first I said I was, because I forgot that I had that interview with the Dodies yesterday.
Yeah.
Which you guys already heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah. So I'm sitting in the shower, and then my alarm goes off to get ready to interview the Dodies. And I went, oh, shit. So I got out of the shower. I sent him a message like, bro, it's going to be like another 2 hours before I'm available. And, he waited on me. So after I was done talking to the Dodies, I went and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had a great time. And I also want to say to all the people, we've gotten a lot of new people. And the reason we've been having some more and more YouTube stuff is because people, you guys listening right now or watching on YouTube, have reached out to me recently and told me that you discovered the show on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so we figured, obviously something's working, and you guys are enjoying that platform. I might as well get on it. So we're in the process of getting everything onto YouTube. It's just going to take a while, because you got to remember, not all of our episodes have video.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really fucked with putting a lot of Shotcast up either. And I may not put Shotcast on YouTube. We may leave Shotcast as a Spotify exclusive.
Yeah, just on for audio video feed exclusive, Spotify and wherever else you guys listen to.
Yeah. So if you want Shotcast Saturday and you're watching on YouTube, we've got a lot of shows on our podcast feed that we put out. We put out our interviews and everything as separate, at least these Sounds of Summers, and older ones too. I'm starting to pull out and dust off and upload as their own feed. So yeah, the best thing to do is head over to gunsradio.com and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, or right here on YouTube, whatever you want.
Yeah, we're already caught up with the first half of season 1. I think on the back archives on YouTube now. I think we're getting closer towards having almost all of our first year on there.
Yeah, right now the ones that are streaming is in the middle of what we call the lockdown sessions.
Okay, so that was basically March till the end of 2020 kind of thing.
Yeah, when we were taping like every day and then releasing them slow dripping them onto the internet.
Yeah, so we got nothing else going on. Just record some shit.
Yeah. We had a backlog in case one of us got sick or the power went out. We didn't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Yeah.
It seems silly now, but at the time it was a very serious.
It's unpredictable, man. It was very unpredictable back then.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to relive that, then go check out those live streams, or go check out anything in our archive. We also I try to post 5 shorts a day, or 5 shorts a week. Monday through Friday, I try to post a short clip that I think you guys are going to find interesting from this week's episode. And I may start incorporating older clips in there also. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yeah, and those will make their way eventually over to like Instagram and all other social media stuff as well. So
Someday.
when that's on my end though, but I'm getting around to it. I have a few ready, locked, and loaded. So
Caputo hired the guy that mixed Chinese Democracy to help him with that. So
yeah, I hired Axl Rose himself to do it actually.
Yeah,
and then he
sure
says,
did.
"No, this is capture the soul essence. So I need 17 guitars
Yeah,
to do friggin' non-royalty free background music for these shorts."
This is the 14th time we've recorded this podcast word by word. You can't see it, but we're actually reading off the teleprompters.
Yeah, I put my whole script into ChatGPT.
We were to do that one day. Have ChatGPT write a bit for us.
Oh my, that would be awesome. Like I had an idea for that. I don't know if we can may execute it one of these days. We'll see.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the mixing our love for pro wrestling into sort of the rock and roll music stuff there, but with AI involved in it.
Yeah, we've been sitting on that bit for a while. I was wondering when we was going to pull the trigger on that.
I have it whenever, man. You let me know.
I've been waiting on you.
Really? Should we just do this now then?
If you want to do it now, we'll do it now. Let's talk about. Before we do though, let's get this out of the way because I know people want to hear this. Because we actually do have some Guns N' Roses news for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Sound the alarm. DEFCON something.
Guns N' Roses was spotted. Well, they weren't spotted. They took a photograph in a studio, and it was said that they wanted a place with a lot of speakers and a lot of equipment for mixing. It didn't say recording; it said mixing.
Yeah, I have the article actually pulled up here on Blabbermouth. So they were in, I guess this is after their show in Norway where they played the Tons of Rock Festival. And so they're in a studio in Oslo. It was posted on the Instagram for Urban Sound Studios, which is the studio they were in. They said we got to hang out with these two rock legends. The band wanted a nice studio with a variety of speakers and headphones to listen to new mixes before they headed to Glastonbury, which just happened as of when this airs. Will be like 2 days ago, whatever. So
yeah.
So there's possibility. Maybe we're getting something new. I don't know. Like my theory was when they came back in 2021, we got Absurd and Hard School, and they were doing stadiums and all that stuff. So I'm thinking if they're playing stadiums, they got to have something new locked and lined up. Something, if they're sound checking, perhaps is that the next single. Like they wouldn't just do stadiums just because they could. Like it's not 2016, 2017 anymore. Like the nostalgia wear of their 3/5 the core members being reunited. It's kind of worn off after like 2 years. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced that was real because this is why. And I know we talked about it in a previous episode, and Ian disagreed with me, and you disagreed with me, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I'm wrong. I really do because I want new music just as much as anybody else does. But the reason, the most suspect thing for me is that they only sound checked it once, and only one person captured that. There's one video. There's not 12 videos. There's not 3. There's one. I don't know. I'm suspicious.
I can see why. I mean, there's definitely reason to be, like I'm not gonna say no, you're like totally like wrong with her, but there's definitely reason to be. But at the same time, it's like, why are they doing stadiums and paying up the ass to rent these places, which I imagine is very expensive to do for a tour like this, logistically, to just play the hits again. It's like if it's like their last tour, sure, why the hell not? But like, not even Kiss is doing stadiums; they're just doing regular arenas for their supposed end of the road.
Yeah,
which I still don't believe is actually the end, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I hope not too. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I love Kiss. I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't want October 25th to be the last time I ever see Kiss live. I don't want it. But if it is, I'm glad I went. I love Kiss.
They're great, man. They're good. They're a good live band, regardless. It's they're more like theatrical sort of in their live show, but like it's still entertaining as hell. Love it.
But speaking of Glastonbury, that show was televised, but I couldn't find a link to watch it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like people. I think people were there streaming it and all sorts of stuff. But a lot of they were trending. Guns N' Roses was trending on Twitter. I saw. I was like, that's interesting. So I guess it was a pretty good show. Like from what I heard from people like on Twitter and stuff, people say, "Oh, sounds good. It's a good show, man. The guys look like they're in good form." And apparently, like that's what the reviews are saying. So I don't know. I haven't really checked out the footage yet. I'll have to find some for myself to really judge it. But listen, for a lot of people are saying it was a good show. It definitely seems like it was a good show.
I don't see anything new in the set list from Glastonbury.
Nothing new in the set list. I mean, the show before when they played the Tons of Rock Fest in Norway, they gave the tour debut with Better. So I guess that's like an alternate now. I guess Better is more of an alternate because we're not seeing it in every show, every set list right now. So it's only been played that one time the few days before in Norway.
They did separate Absurd and Hard School. They moved to Hard School toward the end of the show.
Yeah, I feel like they've been doing that. I think at the start of this tour, so it's not like back to back new shit. You're gonna get a little more spread out, whatever. But it was pretty cool. They brought Dave Grohl out for Paradise City.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That's always a good time, man. When I remember even when Guns were playing on a festival in Italy and Foo Fighters were there, and Dave Grohl brought out Axl, Slash, and Duff, and they did "It's So Easy."
Mm-hmm. I remember that
moment.
That's one of the best Foo Fighters moments. It's one of my favorite of the guests. They're good to have guests on their shows a lot. They have a lot of surprise because I remember one time they had Rick Astley on there.
Oh yeah,
and they played "Never Gonna Give You."
Oh yeah, with Rick Astley. Oh, I remember that.
That was actually cool. They made that song cool.
Oh yeah.
But what have you got? Tell us about this. Tell us about this bit, this AI bit, and if you need to send me a script or something.
No, hang on. I'm trying to access ChatGPT right now. I hope it remembers because I did this like eons ago.
It's been a few months.
Yeah. Ooh, hang on. Which one do we want to do? Because I had this bit of putting musicians, lead singers inside of pro wrestling feuds.
Oh wow!
I remember I told you this one. I have a few lined up here.
All right.
Sorry, before I cough my lungs out. Should we do? Ooh, or how about you tell me what we should put in? I'll do a new one right now. On the spot, maybe.
Didn't you have Axl Rose and Vince Neil?
I do have Axl Rose and Vince Neil.
Because that's a very well-known feud.
Ooh, yeah, we can do that one.
All right, so this is ChatGPT writing a wrestling feud, a WWE wrestling feud.
Yeah, so literally what you type into ChatGPT, I just put write a pro wrestling storyline feud between Axl Rose and Vince Neil. I just put like a simple prompt. I didn't go like too in depth with it, but it gave me some pretty good stuff. So,
oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, in the world of professional wrestling, there are a few rivalries that are as intense and heated as the feud between Axl Rose and Vince Neil. These two rock legends have been at odds for years, with their animosity stemming from a variety of different sources. And then it goes, the feud between Axl Rose and Vince Neil began when they were both young up-and-coming musicians in the LA music scene. They were both trying to make it big and were playing in many of the same clubs and venues. However, tensions began to rise when Axl felt that Vince was stealing his thunder and hogging the spotlight. As their music careers began to take off, the rivalry between Axl and Vince only intensified. Axl felt that Vince was a one-trick pony who relied too heavily on his good looks and flashy stage presence, while Vince felt that Axl was an egotistical diva who couldn't stand to share the limelight with anyone else. I think they're kind of describing the wrong person here.
So this is like the video package that plays before the match.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Things finally came to a head when Axl and Vince were both booked to perform at a major music festival. The two were supposed to perform back-to-back sets, but when Axl took the stage, he launched into a vicious tirade against Vince, calling him out and accusing him of being a talentless hack. Vince was furious and stormed onto the stage ready to fight, but instead of coming to blows, the two decide to settle their differences in the wrestling ring.
Oh, that's great.
The feud between Axl Rose and Vince Neil would become one of the most memorable in wrestling history. Axl would align himself with a stable of wrestlers known as the Guns N' Roses, while Vince would bring in his own team of Motley Crue. The two factions would engage in a series of brutal matches, with each side determined to come out on top. The feud would culminate in a no-holds-barred match between Axl and Vince. The two would brawl all over the arena, using everything from steel chairs to guitars as weapons. Jeff Jarrett is blushing right now, knowing his guitar is being used. In the end, Axl would emerge victorious, finally getting the upper hand on his longtime rival. But despite the outcome, the feud between Axl Rose and Vince Neil would go down in history as one of the most intense and dramatic in wrestling history. Fans would never forget the bitter animosity between these two rock legends, and their battles in the wrestling ring would become the stuff of legend.
Oh, that's great.
That's pretty good. I have a few other ones we'll save for another time. But
If you want to hear more wrestling storylines ChatGPT created, let us know on our Discord or in the comment section of our YouTube.
Rock and roll wrestling done by AI. We're going to create our own league right now to this.
RNRW.
RNRW. This is our own EFED, bro.
That's pretty good, though. That is
pretty good.
That was pretty good. It's kind of scary, the shit that thing can come up
Oh,
with.
yeah, dude. Like, I've seen, like, they're, like, YouTubers be like, yeah, book, like, a Royal Rumble match, but they throw, like, these specifics in, and I'm like, shit, it gets pretty good.
I don't know how deep that whole thing kind of goes, though. Like,
yeah, because it can't, like, predict stuff. I think with AI, it's very, like, it's still limited in some ways, like, in that sort of sense.
Thank God.
But, like, you can come up with it's just something cool to do, like, some fun, zany shit like that, you know?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good bit.
That was fun. It booked, like, a faction war, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like the Guns N' Roses with Motley Crue, and they're all going to war with each other.
See Nikki Sixx out there giving people noogies. Tommy Lee's choking somebody with his dick.
Yeah, he's making them like fucking choking his dick and balls with her, giving him Hep C.
Well,
Chase my nuts. Pamela did too.
You know how Tajiri did the mist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Mick Mars just drools over the place.
Where am I? Who got me out of bed? Where's my grandkids? I want to watch Howdy Doody.
We love you, Mick Mars. Justice for Mick Mars, ladies and gentlemen.
Justice for Mick Mars.
Justice for Mick Mars. He's getting fucked up his own band. That's just so sad. Fucking Motley Crue made some good music, but they're all shitheads at the end of the day.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. But well, we're getting close. We've had a lot of show today already. Mm-hmm. So let's listen to our song of the day. This is "Gotten" by Slash, featuring Adam Levine. And you know him as the guy from Maroon 5 that needs to put a shirt on and shut the fuck up.
The only guy you know from Maroon 5. I mean, there's a black guy in there. That's diversity, I guess.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or I don't know if he's still in there. I don't know. It's Maroon 5. It's just Adam Levine solo project with like backup people. I don't.
It's like don't get me started on Maroon 5. It's like if Chinese Democracy era Guns N' Roses were not as good.
Exactly.
I don't enjoy that.
Yeah. Maroon 5 is like I think that would really get some answers out of these tourists they torture in Guantanamo Bay. So why are we playing Metallica? That's good shit. Like play Maroon 5, I'd rip out my own eyes. I'd give all the secrets.
If love has taken a toll. Oh God, make it stop.
Oh God. Oh. Okay, fine, I'll tell you where Osama is. God damn it, to make this shit stop. Maroon 5. Then they feature some artists and they bring them down even further. It's like, oh,
poor guy.
Poor featured artist on a Maroon 5 song. They sound worse than their own shit. Like, oh man.
Well, maybe this will be the exception to the rule. Maybe Slash can raise his status.
Bring some good out of this friggin' cheating hack loser. That should be the cover art for this one. We should need like that DM and just say have gotten, like the DM, the Adam Levine Instagram DMs was like, fuck your body's so hot and shit. Boom. And have like gotten with like like a stamp of her.
And he's texting Slash.
Yeah. Or no, Slash should catfish him with one of those freaking weird things he posts on Instagram with tits and shit. And it's like, fuck, your body's so hot. I want your body. It's Adam Levine getting catfished by freaking Slash Instagram artwork.
Oh man.
Got it.
I'm gonna need you to take a seat.
Sounds like a Creed song already.
A hole now.
So nice to see your face again. Tell me, how long has it been?
I just don't like his voice.
I just don't like him in general.
Looks so different than before, but still the person I adore. Frozen with fear, I'm not in love, but I'll take you from the past.
I'll take you from the past. Like what? How far back? When she was 16?
Yeah. Oh god.
Gross.
Very gross.
And I've been saving these last words for one last miracle, but now I'm not sure if I can save you if you don't let me. You just get me like I never been gotten before.
Now does Slash write this?
I gotta find it. Hang on, let's see. So songwriters Adam Levine and Saul Hudson. Yes.
Okay. So Slash had a say in it.
Yeah, I mean, this was his solo album. I think he would have written 90% of the stuff. It was more like him collaborating with other people, basically. So it's him and someone else, songwriting and whatnot.
Yeah. This was it had potential. I mean, the whole Slash album. It's not a bad album.
No, it isn't. Like we've reviewed a lot of other songs from here too, and but nothing but praise for those.
Yeah. Let's hit play.
Maybe it's a bitter wind, a chill from the Pacific Rim.
Oh, Pacific Rim predicted a future movie.
Oh yeah.
Do not make me think of him. The way he touches your fragile skin.
What happened?
Yeah, this is. I feel you on this one. This is,
I'm sorry, man. This is boring the shit out of me. We
Yeah,
had such
this
a good
is.
show so far before we got this song.
We got gotten, man. Listen,
We got gotten. Yeah.
we got gotten, bro.
Jesus, guys. Way to slam the brakes on our show here.
Yeah. I mean, I could read some lyrics if you want.
Let him get done
This chorus, yeah.
whining for a little bit. I'm trying to find something redeemable.
I hope there's a good solo.
All right. Oh, man. I'm so sleepy now.
Yeah, honestly, this is boring. Anyways, let's start the lyrics here. So nice to see your face again. Tell me, how long has it been since you've been here? You look so different than before, but still the person I adore. Frozen with fear, I'm out of love, but I'll take it from the past. I'll let out words, because I'm sure it'll never last. And I've been saving These last words for one last miracle. But now I'm not sure. I can't save you if you don't let me. You just get me like I never been gotten before. So Slash was like, oh, let me just hire some like dude with abs to like write a love song because he can't profess emotions or something.
Slash
Babe.
does. Slash
I
tells.
fucking love you, man.
Slash puts his emotions on the guitar.
Yeah, that's more so his thing. But it's like, I don't know. To me, the lyrics, even like reading that first verse and like the chorus, is already like a little cheese. It's like, oh, I can't save you if you don't let me. Like, bitch, you don't need saving.
There are plenty of other people. There's too many people in this fucking world anyway. Let her go.
Get that damsel in distress shit out of here. It's not the 80s. Even way before then. We're talking like, friggin' black and white 60s movies. Like, that's a old ass trope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about Bowser and Peach.
That's probably the best comparison right now. Adam Levine thinks he's fucking Mario.
Yeah, Slash was stoned and he was playing Mario Brothers and he wrote this song about the.
Yo, man, I just got an N64 and it was Super Mario 3D, man. This game's it's crazy, man.
Slash, you just got an N64?
It's 2010. Bro.
Yeah.
They have a Nintendo Wii. That's the best selling console right now.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like moving my arms too much, This motion
Kills my buzz.
And Guitar Hero, oh man, I gotta do work. Just want to shred for like 6 hours, man. You just fall asleep.
Yeah, while shredding.
Yeah, he's like fucking stoned half asleep. He's fucking like ripping up fucking Paradise City solo.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, Slash. Hopefully you've got a solo that's going to save this.
Give it at least a point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it picked up. Meh, very meh. I agree.
It got it on the board, but not by much.
Yeah, I mean, that was a cool like breakdown. It's like a very small solo, but like, I don't know, Slash can do great solos on like ballad stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's just lackluster.
Yeah, he's done way better.
Yeah, it's not his. I think it's one of his worst songs, to be honest.
That's Slash.
What the hell?
Slash featuring Adam Levine, ladies and gentlemen, 2010, right here, coming at you on KPRD Radio. This moment brought to you. If you want to get something, get them bugs with Steve's Pest Control.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
This song is poo poo. And there's a lot of good songs on this first solo album. It's insane. Like, this is not one of the good ones.
Surprisingly enough, it is not. But it's final thought time. Who wants to go first?
I'll let you go first on this one.
All right. Well, my final thought is I was bored all through this. I did not
Mhm.
want to finish this song. Sorry, I'm trying not to sniffle on air, but it just happens sometimes. I was trying to not. I was trying to just keep an open mind the whole time, but this song lost me about halfway through. I hope the guitar solo would save it, and it did get it on the board, but not by much. I'm going to give it a quarter of a star for the guitar solo because Slash could have done better. So
0.25.
0.25. That's my review.
All right. Like, I'm tempted to give this like a 0, but like it's I mean it's not negative star worthy, like thankfully, but
It didn't offend
yeah.
us.
It wasn't like that bad where it's like, rapid fire bad, but like it's like Slash trying to write like a sappy like pop rock song, and it's like Slash cannot do like pop rock. He does hard rock, man. Like it's just weird. I think like I get that was kind of the whole basis of this album. It's like he wants to work with like certain artists that he thought he could sort of work to their style. And a lot of the times on this album it does work pretty well, mixed with, his own Slash elements and stuff and his sound. But this really just doesn't do it, honestly. The only good part was like that like slight little breakdown where it picked up a bit, and then like the 10 seconds of solo, like whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. This song's not good. 0 out of 5.
Oh wow! Well, there you go, folks. What
Yeah,
did you
it's
think?
not enough to like offend me, but like there's not really many good qualities. There's 0. I think is the best thing to give it. I don't know. I do want to give points like Slash, and he does make really good music, but this is I think one of if not like the worst songs he's ever like done or produced.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah,
But what
and he
did
wasn't
you
even on
think?
My World.
I know, right? Should we even count My World as a Guns N' Roses track?
I mean, it technically was on a Guns N' Roses album, but like it's really just an Axl Rose vanity project.
An Axl Rose soundbite.
Yeah,
Oh,
a 90-second
oh.
preview of what 20 years would come.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, what did you think about it? Head over to gunsnradio.com, get your invite, come into our Discord and tell us what you thought about it, or leave your review of this song and your opinions of it in our comment section if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you're on Spotify, definitely give us your thoughts there, and we'll publish them as well with this episode, with our little Q&A thing at the bottom there. So
yeah, do all of the thing, or do all of the above.
Any reception, any feedback, it all counts,
Yeah, but maybe there's going to be a light at the end of this tunnel. Let's find out what is
Please,
going.
Jesus, spin that wheel.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel and see what we're getting next week.
Boulevard of Broken Hearts Slash.
Boulevard of Broken Hearts.
Okay, at least we're getting a Conspirators track.
Yeah. What album is this from? Is this from?
I think this is Living the Dream.
Living the
yeah,
Dream.
This is the final track off Living the Dream.
All right. Well, we're going to do that. And also, be sure to come back. We're going to do that on Monday, a week from today. But be sure to come back on Saturday for Shotcast Saturday, where we're going to be reviewing a song in a shorter amount of time than it took to review this one.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
More than likely, but hopefully.
Yeah, you never can tell about us. We're crazy like that. You never know
That's our tagline right there.
What are we going to do? Where am I going with it?
Guns N' Radio. We crazy like that.
Yep. We are like that, but come back next week, Boulevard of Broken Hearts. We'll see you then. I'm Dustin Bones.
And I'm Chris Caputo. We'll see you guys Saturday for Shotcast Saturday. Back again with another big old episode on Monday. Peace.